Hello everyone and welcome to PHOA218 Marketing for Photographers. I'd like to spend a few minutes just to give you an overview of your whole project of this class and what it's about and what you will be learning throughout the course. So this is the Brightspace, and by now everybody should be on the Brightspace platform, but I'd like to go over a few things just in case. So on your page, on your initial course homepage, you'll see Learning Path. So we're on, of course, we start with week 1. You are on the weekly status versus the milestone. Okay, this course will be converted into the milestone platform, but for now we are, and so the only real changes will be week 1 versus milestone 1. Okay, so going into your class then, over on the left you see all of the links that you will need to complete your course. The first one that I would like to discuss is the questions for professor. This particular thread will be an area that you will post general questions. In other words, don't talk to me about, oh, I'm not feeling well, what can I do, blah, blah, blah. That goes in a personal email, okay? This would be for, hey, I need some more help on week 1, assignment 2, or milestone 1, task 2. Can you help me and explain this a little bit better? Those are general questions, and those can easily be posted in here for everybody to view, okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is when you can, as I stated a minute ago, you're welcome to email me 24 hours a day. That's perfectly fine. But you can also text me 24 hours a day, and when I become available, I will read your message and I will respond. You can also call me 7 days a week, Sunday through Saturday. The only problem there is you can call me after 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and before 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. After that, if you text me or call me, it will go to voicemail, or the texting will not be responded to until the next day. Okay? So if you have any questions about that, just let me know. So the first thing we want to do is look at week 1. Or milestone 1 if your course has been converted to the milestone platform. Here you have your week 1 or milestone 1 overview, marketing overview, the 5 P's. These are all your lectures, okay? And you'll go through each of these and read everything, and then just click back on week 1. And that will bring you back to the general layout, okay, to the rest of your lectures. And then down here you'll see week 1 instruction, assignment 1 instructions, or milestone 1, task 1 instructions, and then post here, okay? So what I highly recommend is, as you're working on your projects throughout the course, that you go ahead and click this link, but hold down the Shift key, so that you have both the instructions and your posting area right here, okay? So that you can make sure that you have everything that you need and everything included within your project. Your marketing plan basically is research intense. Just as with your business plan when you took business course, you needed to work with different forms such as your balance sheet, your profit and loss sheet, and you also needed to figure out your income and expenses. And the reason for that was so that you could make business decisions that would better affect your actual business. Well, the marketing plan is pretty much the same way, okay? You're going to have research each and every week except for week 5 or milestone 5. but you will have a requirement to provide at least 3 resources each and every week and put that into your marketing plan. For example, for your milestone 1 or your week 1, you'll see that for week 1, you're going to be discussing all these elements. Now, you notice here for your business name and type, that's 150 words, right? It's nothing more than a good, solid paragraph. Then you get down here to marketing trends and or changes, and that is 250 words with required research. And if you had read your task, I believe it's down here, where it talks about you have to provide at least 3 resources, but at least 2 of those need to be external resources, okay? Any notes in here that you see in red, these are my notes. Everything else the school provided, except for this. This is not mine. I just put these in red so they stand out for you and help you as you go along. So you also have, once you do that, go through each of the steps. If you are on the milestone platform, what you see here instead of project timeline are steps for success. So work through each of these step by step and you should be fine. But before you post your project, the one thing I'd like to recommend is that you double check your rubric, okay? And the reason for that is because sometimes elements that are stated up here, you may not have to turn something in for that task, but if you look in the rubric, it's there, okay? So just double check. Check and double check all the time. Your peer responses are always going to be due by day 5 of your course, all right? And that is if you're on the weekly schedule. If you are on the milestone schedule, they will be due by day 4. And the reason for that is because task 1 is due on day 2, task 2 is due on day 4. On day 5, I will be in your classroom grading those 2 tasks, and your peer responses are part of that grade, and they need to be completed by that time. If they are not, there is no late points or credit given to late peer responses. Either they're completed by day 5 in this case, or day 4 in the milestone version, okay? Also, for week 1 or milestone 1, I provided you, these are the headers that you will actually be completing for week 1 and A1 or milestone 1, task 1, okay? And here's the breakdown. And essentially what this amounts to is this. If you have, in this case, it's business type, there's no research involved, only 150 words required. Marketing overview, any overview, requires 250 words minimum. Anything that requires research, such as marketing changes, that would require 250 words with research applied. And by applied research, I mean citing your research. In other words, if you read an article about market changes for wedding photographers, for example, and you discuss that article, at the end of a paragraph, you would cite who wrote that article, and you would put that in parentheses. That is an in-text citation. Then, within your reference area, you would actually cite that article to make it more complete. Same thing for changes in client needs. This is based off your research from the market changes, and this also requires research. Okay, but then you see here changes in target audience, changes in costs or pricing. For this week, this particular assignment, this is opinion-based. Who is your current target audience? Who do you see as your current target audience? Okay, but when you go to A2 or task 2, you're going to see this change, okay, because you're going to have this header again. Oh, I'm sorry, it's down here. Here it says you need to have research and apply research. All right? And by that, you're going to be looking up your demographics. Your opinion is up here, your research is down here. Who lives in your area? What is the education median over there, wherever you live? What is the median income? How many families are there? All this is information that guides you and your marketing plan and your business. If you don't have this information, your marketing plan is not going to be complete. And then product and price lists and services. You'll see here that it says 150 word summary and then a bullet list of your products with your pricing. Okay, this part is optional. You don't need to put a list, but if you do, you have to have that 100-word summary discussing your product and price list and services, okay? And then go ahead and make your bullet points. All right, so this will get you started. And as usual, if you have any questions, feel free to call me, text me, email me, or post questions on any questions you have under questions for Professor. All right, so thank you so much.